Listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining our School on Wheels workshop today, How Khan Academy can enhance your tutoring sessions. My name is Amanda Carr and I'm the engagement specialist at School on Wheels, and I have with me three colleagues from the digital learning program, Matt Robb, Ian Chan, and Sarah Ikimoto. Just a few notes before we get started. For purposes of sound quality, all participants are currently muted. You have the ability to ask a question at any time using the question pane. So simply type in the question and press send. We'll choose the order of questions and read them out loud. You may also wish to use headphones for better sound. Thanks so much. Matt, Sarah, and Ian, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Amanda. And this is Matt, by the way. Thanks everyone for attending the webinar, and of course thank you for everything you do for School on Wheels and for your students. At School on Wheels, we are always trying to find ways to better support you and give you more resources and more tools so you in turn can do more for your students and help them academically. And one way we found that's really effective is through the use of technology. And so we've been working over the past several years to find different digital tools to give to you so that you can use those during your sessions. So today we're going to go over a couple of things, but the main tool that we're going to talk about is called Khan Academy. And Khan Academy is a website, and I'll talk a little bit more about it in a bit. But it's a tool that we found is very useful for helping your students not only in one-on-one situations, but also if you're doing group tutoring, you could use Khan Academy. So we're going to start first. Ian's going to talk a little bit about our assessments and how you can use those assessments to figure out what you need to work on with your students. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Khan Academy, and Sarah's going to go through how you can use it and how it is beneficial for you during your sessions. And then we're going to have plenty of time for questions. So as we're going through, jot down questions. We'd be happy to answer them at the end. So now, Ian?
Sure. Now, the first thing we encourage students to do with a student is to complete the first assessment. Not only does that help you understand what to work on what to work on during your first session, but in the sessions following, but also helps your student understand how much they're improving with you over the course of tutoring with you. I'm going to show you how you can access those assessments. Okay, so the first thing you do is you go on our website, schoolonwheels.org. Under volunteer, go to volunteer resources. And under volunteer resources, you go to our academic program. Now on our academic program page, you'll see a bunch of different links. Click on the link to the specific grade level your student is in. Currently, we have academic programs for kindergarten through 7th grade. Assessments are for kindergarten through 7th grade. If you are working with students that are older, go ahead and access our BUS program. We have resources for high school students there. So let's take a look at an example of an assessment. So we'll go to grade 3. Now we have assessments that are online and also on paper. So we have 3rd grade assessments, ELA, online and paper, and 3rd grade assessment math, online and paper. So let's go ahead to the online math assessments. So this takes you to a form. The first page, you can fill out the information. The most important thing you want to fill out correctly is your tutor email. The great thing about these assessments is that once you complete them, you get an email straight away with your students' results. So you want to make sure you put that email correctly. Now, let's go back to the paper assessment. If you want to use a paper assessment, you can print that out, give that to your students. You just have to make sure you submit that online so you can get those results. Now, once you complete that assessment, you get an email, and I'll show you what that email looks like. So you get an email straight to your inbox with your student's total score, which is in this box right here. So this student got 2 out of 14. Not only does it show you the total results, but it also shows you specific questions and whether they got it right or wrong. If they got it incorrect, it'll show you the correct answer. If they got it correct, then they got it correct. Now each question correlates to a specific gap. There's a Common Core standard for each question. So you can actually target specific learning gaps based on the questions that got incorrect. What we have online in this box in the email will show you a link to specific activities for that grade. So if you want to work with your student on, for example, question 1 because he or she got that question wrong, go ahead to the link in that email to 3rd grade activities. And under the activities actually shows you math questions for that question that he or she got incorrect. So it says here question 1 because that student got question 1 incorrect. These are activities that you can use with your student to target that specific area. We also use a program which I'm going to hand over to Sarah. That program is really great because it has online videos, it has instruction, it has quizzes, it's interactive. So I'm going to pass on to Sarah who can talk more about that program that we encourage everyone to use.
Thanks, Ian. I'm going to jump in here first just to introduce Khan Academy and talk a little bit about it before Sarah goes more in depth. But Khan Academy, for those of you who don't know, it's a nonprofit organization that has a lot of learning materials, a lot of learning videos, and also quizzes and learning activities. And it was actually started by a man named Sal Khan, and he started by just doing videos for his cousins and other family members, and the videos became really popular. So in 2009, he started Khan Academy. And the idea of it is to have videos and learning materials that are accessible to everyone. So it is a completely free program. And there's a couple of ways you can access it. The best way is through a web browser, because through a web browser you get the full program, which is more interactive, and there's quizzes. It also tracks progress. But you can also get a Khan Academy app, which you can download on your phone. And for a lot of you, using your phone would probably be the way to use Khan Academy at your tutoring sessions. We would still recommend that you log into Khan Academy on a web browser on your phone just so you can get the full program. But if you have the app just shows all the videos on Khan Academy. So that can still be useful during your tutoring sessions. If you're working on a specific concept with your student and you just need a quick tutorial, you can pull up a video. So before we go into what's on Khan Academy, just quickly the process for signing your student up. If you think this is something you would like to do, and we do highly recommend it, you can email us, and we'll show you our email at the end, but it's digitallearning@schoolonwheels.org. And you can just email us the first and last name of your student and their grade, and we'll sign them up and we'll email a login for you. So we'll respond pretty quickly and send you a login, and then at your next tutoring session you can start using the program. So once you do have the login information, I'm on Khan Academy's website here. You just go up to the upper right hand corner, sign in, sign up. And then you enter your username, enter your password, and just simply sign in. And from here, I'll pass it on to Sarah to go more in depth into how you can use this with your students.
Hi. So once your student signs in, they'll be presented with this screen right here, which is a list of all the subjects that are available to you on Khan Academy. So as you can see, there are different math by grade, math by subject, different computing topics, art, history, science, and engineering. The area that we want to focus on through the digital learning program is the math by grade section, and we're hoping that you can work with your student based on their grade level. If they're older in high school and they're past 8th grade math, you can do the math by subject over here. So once they log in, if you click their subject, if they're in 5th grade, click 5th grade, and it will present to you the 5th grade landing page. And here, it will show you the Explorer over here. the Explore section, which has all the different topics that you learn in 5th grade. So if you did the pre-assessment, then you'll get that email, and you can also use Khan Academy if you did math to figure out which topics your student needs to work on. The other half that we kind of, as the digital learning program, we focus on the mission. And once you click mission, you will be presented with 5 questions. And these are questions that are used to assess your student's level. So we don't want you to help your student at this point, because this will show Khan Academy and you where your student might need help. So once you click Get Started, you are presented with the window pane that shows the question over here, the little answer box, and over here where it says do all 6 problems, there are 6 problems, you have to complete all 6 problems before the assessment is done. And if your student doesn't know what to do, there's a video. So all of Khan Academy is mainly based on videos, and videos that teach the student and you how to work on the problem. And then over here, if your student kind of has an idea but is having difficulties, you can click the I'd like a hint button, and they can get a hint. And if the student just really doesn't know the topic at all, they can click I haven't learned this, and Khan Academy will track that and remember that the student needs to practice right here division to learn the topic. So yeah, and then once the adaptive, this is the adaptive portion, is done, we haven't completed it yet, but down here at the bottom, all of these will be unlocked, and your student can practice these different skills to learn to fill in the gaps that they have. And you can, at that point, you can work together with your student. You guys can get a piece of scratch paper and pencil and work on the problems together, or watch the videos, work on the scratch pad online. There's a lot of different things. And then if your student, once you do that initial adaptive learning section, their mission will show up on their landing page, their homepage, and you can work on that. And if they ever want to work on a different topic, or if you guys are just interested, you can click any of the other subjects and watch those videos there. The last thing for you as a tutor that is most useful is if you want to become a coach for your student. As your student's coach, you'll get emails with a digest of what your student has worked on, how they're doing, and how they're progressing through Khan Academy. And to add yourself, you just click right here where it says coaches and add yourself in this section. Just add your email and join the class, and you'll be listed over here, and you can opt in to get emails. You can suggest things for your student to work on, and hopefully that will make your tutoring experience more robust. Should we go to, and then if you want, we have an example of the email that you'll receive. Where is it?
On the slide?
Yes, on the slide. Right here. So this is an example. The student was working on computer programming, and down below, this is just kind of the top half of the email. It will show the results. I'm going to take a picture of it. Okay, and we're going to go back to Ian. He wanted to mention a little bit more about the assessments.
Yes, so after you complete the pre-assessment, and after 3 months, we encourage you to take the same assessment with your student to see the progress that they've made over 3 months. We've noticed also that a lot of locations that we work with don't have access to technology, so we encourage you to bring your smartphone. We did make all the assessments smartphone friendly, so we encourage you to bring your smartphone to your sessions to do the assessments.
So I just want to say a couple more things about Khan Academy. This is a great program for your students, but it's also a great program for you and for adults. I use it personally to learn about new things. I just did a whole course on World War I and learned quite a bit about it. And just like your students, if you're taking a course, it quizzes you and tests your knowledge as you're going through it. But also, as a tutor, if you're working with your student and they start learning a new concept that you may not have learned or you may not have had for several years, you can always go to Khan Academy and watch videos on it just to brush up on the different topics. And also at your tutoring sessions, if you bring your smartphone and there's a concept that you're struggling to explain to your student, you can always pull up on the Sal's videos on here, and he does a great job explaining things in terms that students can understand. So I highly recommend doing that. Almost everyone these days has a smartphone, so for me, when I'm tutoring, I use it every session. I always have something that I do with my student on my phone, whether it be just watching a YouTube video using Khan Academy or using an educational app. And there are many, many educational apps out there, and we encourage you to research them. Go to your phone store, Google Play if you have an Android, iPhone's something else, the Apple Store. Go there and search for educational apps. There are a lot of great ones out there, and it's really a good way to engage your students and have fun at your sessions. So now we want to open it up to questions. So I think, Amanda, would you like to?
Yeah. So a question I have is, how do the assessments that Ian talked about from School on Wheels, how do they work with Khan Academy?
Sure. So when you get that email with the results from your students, you can target specific Common Core standards, and you can go to Khan Academy and target those standards. So for example, if they need to work on multi-digit multiplication, you can target that specifically in the program in that exact topic.
So as Sarah showed you, if it was multiplication, multi-digit multiplication, like Ian said, you can come here to Khan Academy, go to subjects, and based on what grade your student's in, you can click on that and find the specific topic. So here's multiplication and division. And if you go there, there are activities that you can do with them. This is in the Explore section, and you can find different videos and different interactive activities you can do with them.
So you mentioned that a lot of students don't have internet access at their locations, and then that the tutors are getting a password for their student. If they don't have internet access, what do they do when they don't have the tutor there? Can they continue? Are there any ways that they can work on Khan Academy on their own?
Yeah, that's something we didn't mention. If possible, we do encourage the students to use it when the tutors aren't there, because as Sarah showed you, the tutors can be a coach and they can track their progress, see how they're doing, and see ongoing, see the areas where they need more help and where the tutor can focus with them. As far as if they don't have internet, Khan Academy is all online, so unfortunately they wouldn't be able to use it when you're not there. But more and more these days there are ways. There are ways to get online. They can go to a library. A lot of times now parents might have a data plan. They might be able to do it on their parents' phone, shelter staff. So there are ways if they're motivated to get online and use Khan Academy.
So if a tutor already has a Khan Academy account, do they need a new login for their student?
Hi. If the tutor already has their own Khan Academy account, they can use that to coach their student. And we would like the student to have their own login, so we'll be able to track them on the back end as well and be able to see how they're progressing and assist you if you ever need any help with troubleshooting.
And if the student has a Khan Academy account, can we just put them in our school?
Yeah, if you've already created a Khan Academy account for your student, just let us know and we'll be able to put them in the School on Wheels school that we've already created so we can track them, and if they move, we'll be able to let you know, or if we have them back in our system.
Great. So a kind of a related question, just to clarify, can you repeat how to get a Khan Academy account for a School on Wheels student?
Sure. So let me go to the end here. Here's our email address, digitallearning@schoolonwheels.org. So if you'd like to sign up your student for Khan Academy, just send us an email to this address. Let us know what your student's first and last name is and what grade they're in. And we'll respond pretty quickly with a username and password for them. And at your next session, you can just log in and start using it.
So the tutor and the student would use the same password, like if the tutor wanted to work on their own, or would they get a separate password?
They would sign up separately if they want to do their own learning.
Right.
And if they want to be a coach and get those weekly emails, they sign up on their own.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have basically our own program, our own school, quote unquote, through Khan Academy, and then the student will be affiliated with that if the tutor signs up through this email.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So a question from a tutor who signed up from Khan Academy as a teacher because she wasn't sure what to do. She hasn't seen the screens you've showed us. Does she need to delete her account and sign in again? So what happens if you sign up as a teacher?
We haven't done that yet. We do advise our tutors just to sign up for a regular account and become a coach. That's the way we think you can best help your student and best track their progress. So yeah, I guess I would advise them to create another account and just become a coach, and then you'll see what we see.
Okay. And also, if we sign your student up through School on Wheels, then you can always log into your student's account that way, even on your own computer.
Great. Kathy, does that answer your question? You can let us know. Okay, great. Any other questions coming in? I have several questions that were asked on the registration form, so we'll ask those. But please continue to type in your questions. So one question that somebody asked before they registered was they want to prepare their student for entering the second grade. Are there any drills or things that you would suggest through, I guess maybe through Khan Academy? Anything that could help?
Definitely. I would suggest going into Khan Academy and maybe starting a grade below. So starting with first grade, so they can brush up on and I'm talking about math here. Unfortunately, Khan Academy doesn't have much as far as language arts is concerned. There is a grammar section, but as for early readers, first, second grade, there's not much in language arts. But you can go to math. I would start with first grade and have them do those activities. If it's too difficult for them, of course, drop down to kindergarten. And I think, yeah, the drills and the videos and everything on Khan Academy would be very helpful getting them ready for the next grade.
Great. Another question that came in the registration was about a service or a website called BrainPop. I don't know if you guys have heard of that one. You're nodding, Ian. They're wondering if there's any chance we could get a subscription to BrainPop or negotiate a reduced rate for volunteers, and how does that relate to Khan Academy? What are the similarities and differences between those two?
It's not the same program, and it's yeah. So we haven't used BrainPop before. I know that we work with schools and they use it with their students. We could look into it. We could talk to BrainPop and see if they could provide us with free accounts, but we haven't done that yet.
There are many of these programs out there, and they all have their pros and their cons. BrainPop we didn't look into in depth, but we've used other programs like iStation. There's one called Stride Academy, and many others out there. We've just found Khan Academy is the best fit for us right now because it's a nonprofit organization. It's really good for one-on-one tutoring, which some of the other programs they're not good for one-on-one tutoring because it's made so that the student can use it at their own pace individually. So Khan Academy is better across the board for us, and we like the program, we like the way it tracks progress. So that's why we're going with Khan Academy right now.
Yeah, and if anybody's ever interested in using a program that does cost money, I mean, just email us and we can look into it. It's not always possible, but sometimes it might be possible.
Yeah, because this field, ed tech, is evolving so quickly, we're constantly looking at what's out there and assessing what's best for our program. So yes, please, we encourage you, if you find a program that you think would work really well with our students, please let us know. You can email us at the digital learning email address and we'll look into it.
Does this site have SAT prep software associated with it, and does it work the same way?
Yes.
You have an older student.
Yep, it does have that, and it works the same way.
So you can see over here on the right-hand side of the subjects, it's test prep. So we have SAT, MCAT, all of these that you can use. And yeah, it works the same way as the other subjects to help your student prepare for these tests. There's also a great computer programming, computing section in general, where it teaches students about computers, teaches them to code, and it's very interactive and pretty fun. So I encourage you, if you have an older student, even the younger kids could use it as well, but if you have an older student that's interested in computing, these activities are really good.
Great. Any other questions from the audience? Going once, going twice. If you do have any questions for the digital learning team, you can just shoot them an email, that email address right there on your screen. Well, we can bring it back up. And let us know how it works. You know, please give us feedback if you decide to use the Khan Academy with your student and it's going really well or not going so well. Please, we'd like to hear from you. So you can, again, just email the digital learning team about your experience. So without further ado, I guess that's it. So thank you so much again for joining us today, taking some time out of your lunch hour to join us. We do have a workshop coming up next month on August 24th about back to school. So there'll be some helpful tips going back to school with your student. And I will be sending out some information about that very soon for registration. So stay tuned. And thanks to our presenters, Matt, Sarah, and Ian, and Digital Learning Team. Have a great day, everybody.